husband travels for work about twice a month, sometimes more. We've been in the house for 3 years by that point, long enough that I'd stopped triple checking the locks before bed. You get comfortable. That's the thing nobody warns you about. Comfort is just fear that's forgotten itself. It was a Wednesday night in February, which matters because February in our part of Ohio is dead. Not poetic dead, literally dead. The neighbors don't walk their dogs. The kids aren't outside. Everyone retreats behind doors somewhere around Thanksgiving and doesn't really come back until April. Our street, Caldwell Court, is a short cul-de-sac tucked behind a Lutheran church, 8 houses total, and in February could pass for a movie set that hadn't been used in years. Joel had flown to Atlanta for a conference. He'd be back Friday. I had 2 days. I want to stress how normal Wednesday was. I heated up leftover soup. I graded papers. I teach 7th grade English, while a true crime podcast played in the background. I showered, put on socks, and was in bed by 10:15. I was asleep before I even finished the chapter I'd opened. The phone woke me at 12:48 a.m. Unknown number. Ohio area code. Different city. I let it ring. Telemarketers auto-dial at all hours now. I read that somewhere. I set my phone face down and closed my eyes. It called back at 12:51. Same number. I declined it, turned the ringer off, and that was that. I fell back asleep annoyed but not frightened. There was nothing frightening about it yet. I didn't think about the calls Thursday morning. I made coffee, drove to school, argued with the parent over email about their son's essay grade, ate a granola bar for lunch, and drove home. Ordinary. I noticed the smell when I walked inside. Nothing strong. The ghost of something. Cigarette smoke maybe. Or something chemical. Like a cleaning product I didn't own. I stood in the kitchen doorway and sniffed in the air like a dog. After a moment I convinced myself it was the neighbors. Old houses share air through walls and vents in strange ways. I cracked a window above the sink and moved on. That night I was on the couch watching television when I heard footsteps on the porch. Our porch is wood, and it pops and settles in the cold constantly. But these were even and deliberate, one after another, moving from the right side of the porch to the left, toward the large front window. I muted the TV. The footsteps stopped. I sat completely still in the blue television light, watching the window, waiting to see a silhouette. Nothing. After 2 full minutes I breathed again. A raccoon maybe, the cold making the wood shift. I turned the volume back up. I went to bed with the hall light on for the first time since we moved in, and I told myself it didn't mean anything. I woke up at 3:14 a.m. to the sound of knocking. Not at the front door, at the window beside my bed. 2 knocks, deliberate, with the real weight behind them. The way a person knocks on a door when they want to be heard. Not aggressive, almost polite. That's what made it so much worse. Something about the patience of it. I did not move. I understood, in some animal lair beneath thought, that moving would be a mistake. I lay on my side with my eyes open, staring at the far wall, and became aware that I could hear breathing just outside the glass. Or I thought I could, over the sound of my own heartbeat loud in my ears. Then a voice, quiet, conversational, mouth close to the window. I just need a minute of your time. I bit down on the inside of my cheek to keep me from making a sound. My phone was on the nightstand, 18 inches from my hand. I moved for it slowly, the way you move when you know you're being watched, and I called 911 in the dark, with my phone against my stomach, speaking barely above breath when the dispatcher answered. She had asked me twice to speak up. Each time she asked, I was certain the voice outside the window would respond instead. The police arrived in 11 minutes. A lot can happen in 11 minutes. What actually happened was nothing, which should have made me feel better, but didn't. They walked the perimeter. They found nothing. No footprints. The ground was frozen solid. No signs of tampering at the window. One officer asked if I had any, quote, difficult people in my life. A former student's family, maybe. A neighbor dispute. The way he asked it suggested he already drafted his own explanation and just needed me to confirm it. They left at 4:30. I did not sleep. Joel came home Friday afternoon and I told him everything. He listened seriously, which I appreciated. He checked the window locks himself, drove the perimeter of the block, spoke with the neighbor directly to our left. Nobody had seen anything. That evening he said carefully, "I wonder if the stress of the semester is building up." He wasn't dismissive. He was worried about me in the wrong direction. I dropped it. I almost believed him. Saturday I was home alone while Joel ran errands. I was at the kitchen table working when my cell phone lit up. Unknown number. Ohio area code. The same one. I answered. There was a pause, and then a man's voice said, "I left something for you. Check your mailbox." The line went dead. I want to be precise here because I've replayed this moment thousands of times. I did not go to the mailbox right away. I stood in the kitchen for 4 minutes doing nothing. Then I got my coat, went to the front door, and looked through the peephole first. The street was empty. I walked to the mailbox. Inside was a single photograph. It was printed on regular printer paper, slightly grainy, the way phone photos look when you blow them up. It was taken from outside, through a window. It was my bedroom, clearly unmistakably. The quilt, the lamp, the stack of books on my nightstand, and I was in it, asleep. I cannot tell you the exact moment in the timeline this was taken, but the hall light was off in the photo, which means it was before Thursday night, which means this started before I knew it had started. We moved out of that house within the month. We still don't know who it was. The police opened a file, collected the photograph, made a report. The unknown number traced to a prepaid phone purchased with cash at a gas station 40 minutes south of us. There was no arrest. Sometimes I think about what he said at the window, the patience of it. "I just need a minute of your time." Like it was a courtesy call, like he was doing me a favor by knocking. I think about the fact that he had a photo of me sleeping, which means at some point, before any of this, before the calls and the footsteps and the knocking, he stood outside my bedroom window in the dark and watched me long enough to decide I was worth coming back to. And I never knew. I was asleep. I was comfortable. That's the thing nobody warns you about.